Okay, so some of you may find that when you squat heavy, or maybe when you don't squat heavy, just when you barbell squat, front or back squat in general, you get a little bit of a hip shift. So when you're looking from the front, it will look something like this. So you just generally get a sway from side to side, where either your hips squirm or your body literally shifts across to one foot. So if this is happening when you go really heavy, like on a 1 rep max, and it's a proper max, it probably doesn't matter that much. But if you're working up and you can see the hip shifters there, even in your warm-up sets, and you can feel like you're not really pushing through one leg as hard as the other, that's when it's an issue. So I'm going to show you an exercise to fix it. And it's really, really simple. You're just going to need a heel elevation. If you have a slant board, use it. But if you just need to use a plate for elevation, that's fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to actually shift all the way across to one side in a really like squatty squat where you're super upright. So you understand how to shift into both hips. So then instead of your body going here and thinking, well, we can only really shift into one side, so we'll have to go across, your body will know how to shift weight into both sides of your hips, then you'll hopefully stay more centered. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up with a fairly wide stance, so your feet need to be wider than shoulder width, and you're just going to have one heel up like this. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to use this leg, the straight leg, to push yourself across, and you're going to try to line everything up into a side lunge like this, where your nose, your sternum and your belly button are over the inside edge of your foot. The other thing I need you to do is treat this like you're doing it against the wall. So you can't have your knee poke out, your toes can't poke out, everything needs to stack up in a line like this. And really this leg is here to assist you in pushing yourself and shifting over, so it doesn't really do anything, it's just there. The next thing I need you to do is when you're sitting down here is don't arch your back like this. So don't sit down by doing this, because this isn't going to help. This is going to take the work away from your hip where you need it. I need you to try and push your butt directly down to your heel with a fairly hollow body. So reach out in front like this to help with the hollow. Sit down, stack everything up over the inside edge of the foot, and when you come back up, try to keep pushing your hip forwards like this. So you don't let your hip go backwards. And this by itself, the more and more you push across and really challenge it, the more you'll be able to learn that hip shift motion. So when it comes time to loading it, there's a way that you can load this and you can feel a bit of load, but also make it easier to feel what it is like what you should do with the hip shift. You can squat pat this to grab a plate or just whatever weight you want, especially if it's light, and you're just going to reach it kind of in line with like your lower abs here. So then it's again going to help with that hollow. It's going to stop you from kicking your butt back, and it's going to add load. And then you just do the same thing. You shift across, and you try to get again your nose, your belly button, and the sternum in line with the inside edge of your foot, and then come up. Trying to push your butt down like this with not much weight in this foot, and come back up again. So again, push your butt down towards your heel and stack everything up in one line, like you're doing it against the wall, and come back up again. If you do this for like 2 to 3 sets of 10 per side, before you squat, you should then find, when you go down, the side that you normally end up shifting into doesn't have to take as much stress because you understand how to shift your weight across to the side that you normally move away from. So progress this like you would any other work. Eventually this should become accessory work where you do it with like heavier dumbbells and actually challenge yourself with it. But to begin with, put it in your warm up. It should start to make you more able to stop doing this and actually correct it yourself. You'll understand how to shift into both hips.